I picked up a handsome guy with amnesia on the side of the road and told him that I was his girlfriend. The handsome guy believed me and pressed me against the wall, and asked me which direction I usually tilt my head when kissing. After living together for a month, a group of men in black rushed into my house. "Boss, we finally found you. And this is..." He frowned. "Why are you all just standing there? Call her sister-in-law." I swear, I didn't really want to deceive people on purpose. I had too much to drink with my friends. When I saw a handsome guy on the side of the road, I went to talk to him without thinking. "Who are you?" he asked. "I'm your girlfriend." I blinked. Unexpectedly, the handsome guy had amnesia and obediently followed me. His self-proclaimed girlfriend. Home. As soon as we entered the house, he held my hand that was about to touch the switch. "Sorry. I've lost my memory. When we kiss, which direction should our heads tilt?" The breath so close at hand made me sober up most of the way. Based on the excellent moral character of not taking advantage of others, I pushed him away. "I'm dizzy from drinking too much. Let's not kiss tonight." In the next second, he carried me into the bathroom. Just as he was about to unbutton my clothes, I stopped him. "I'll do it myself. Be careful and don't slip." Before closing the door, he still looked at me worriedly. Oh my. This handsome guy has a strong ability to accept things. As soon as he knew I was his girlfriend, he wanted to help me take a bath. Fortunately, I didn't say I was his wife. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. After taking a bath and coming out, the handsome guy was standing at the door holding a hairdryer, which startled me. "Blow dry your hair before going to sleep, or you'll catch a cold." I reached out to take it, but he pushed me back into the bathroom. "I'll blow it for you." The handsome guy skillfully grabbed my hair and controlled the distance of the hairdryer just right. It was even better than the technique of Tony in a barbershop. The water mist in the bathroom slowly dissipated, and the handsome guy in the mirror was very serious. Soon, my hair was blown fluffy. "By the way, what's my name?" After turning off the hairdryer, the handsome guy asked me. This really stumped me. I turned around and felt his jacket pocket and took out a wallet from the inside of his clothes. As soon as I opened it, the identity card was clearly written. "Your name is Ling He." When I read it out, I always felt that my mouth muscles were too familiar with this strange name, as if I had often mentioned this name before. Could this be fate? Ling He. He slowly read out his own name, and then locked his eyes on me. "What's your name?" "My name is Bibi. You can also call me Baby." I wonder what kind of experience it would be to be called Baby by this slightly magnetic voice. "Baby." He tucked my hair behind my ear, and then held my head and kissed me. Soft and numb. Such a skillful movement. I don't know how many girlfriends he has had to be able to break through my defenses so quickly. I put my hand on his chest. When he felt that I was a little resistant, he let go of me. "What's wrong, baby?" he asked me. "I want to sleep. I'm very sleepy." "Okay. You go to sleep first. I'm going to take a bath." Before I even walked out of the bathroom, he had already taken off his shirt. In the mirror was his lean body. What a wonderful back. Thin but not emaciated. The muscles are trained just right. He suddenly turned around and found me staring at him. "Do you want to take a bath again together?" he asked seriously. "No need." I closed the door and trotted all the way to the bedroom. With this voice, this figure, and this kissing skill, I'm afraid I can't afford to keep him without 20,000 yuan a month. Speaking of which, will it be illegal for me to deceive him like this? How many years will I be sentenced for fraud? I took out my phone and searched for a long time, but didn't come to a conclusion. Hearing the sound of the water in the bathroom stop, I lay down and pretended to sleep. Ling He walked in, and then the other side of the bed sank down. I opened my eyes and looked at the man lying beside me in horror. "There is only one room at home, so we should sleep together, right?" he asked me. I don't know what happened. I actually nodded. Good night, baby. He raised his hand and turned off the lamp beside the bed. The bedroom fell into darkness. With a peerless handsome guy lying beside me, I couldn't sleep at all. I tossed and turned carefully on the bed. Can't sleep? Ling He hugged me from behind. Through the thin strappy nightgown, I could feel his heart beating violently on my back. I was dumb and couldn't say a word. I heard that exercise can help you sleep. Otherwise. He covered my hand. I was so startled that I didn't dare to breathe. Shall we go downstairs and run? He asked. Hearing him ask this, I almost choked to death on my own saliva. Don't make trouble in the middle of the night. Go to sleep. Okay. He didn't let go and continued to hold me. And then his breathing gradually became steady. Is he asleep? But now I can't sleep and can't move. And my heart is about to fly out of my throat. No, I must tell him clearly tomorrow and send him to the police station. Let his family take him for good treatment and strive to recover his memory as soon as possible. When I got up, I was dazed and even forgot that there was a handsome guy I picked up on the side of the road at home. So I was startled when I saw Ling He in the kitchen. You're up? Go wash your face and brush your teeth. Breakfast will be ready soon. He was wearing my lace apron and smiled at me. Help! The feeling of a husband is overwhelming. What should I do if I'm a little reluctant to tell him the truth? No, I am a good person and can't take advantage of others. I almost crushed my hand before I slowly opened my mouth. Well, actually, I'm not your girlfriend. As soon as the words came out, the spatula in Ling He's hand fell to the ground. Do you dislike that I've lost my memory and don't want me anymore? He asked pitifully. No, I really don't know you. Hey, don't cry. As a grown man, his tears were falling like a string of beads. I've lost my memory. Now I don't even have a home. He sobbed. His eyes were red and his nose tip was also red. I beg you, don't cry. I pleaded. He didn't cry loudly. It was quite like the beauty's tears in ancient costume dramas. Who could bear this? Okay. I am your girlfriend. Don't cry. Be good. I hugged him and patted his back. He immediately stopped sobbing. So quickly that it seemed like he was acting just now. It has to be said that Ling He's breakfast is completely to my taste. Even the heat of frying eggs is just right. It is said that people with amnesia won't forget the skills they have learned. Was this handsome guy a cook before? What else do you remember? I asked. I only remember some fragments. I seem to have been fired by the company. I was hit by a car when I went out. And then I was standing on the side of the road and was taken home by you. So miserable. Except for being taken home by me. That's all? He nodded. Should we still call the police? I picked up my phone. You should know something. Right, baby? He held my hand. Well, actually, we weren't very familiar with each other before. Adults have independent spaces. We only fall in love and don't talk about anything else. I forced a smile. Then let's still go to the police station and ask. He sighed. At the door of the police station, we met my old classmate Shi. Oh, Bibi. Is this your boyfriend? This tall guy. So handsome. Hello. Ling He waved enthusiastically to Ji. I pulled Ji aside. The situation is a bit complicated. This handsome guy was picked up by me on the side of the road. He has amnesia and thinks I am his girlfriend. This is really complicated. Don't complain. Help me check instead. I handed Ling He's identity card to him. Okay. I'll take you two in and sit down. 5 minutes later. Ji waved at me. Oh, how should I put it? Your amnesiac boyfriend's situation is quite special. Ji touched his forehead. Isn't he a murderer? I gasped. No, it's just that all his relatives are abroad and can't be contacted at all. When such a big person is missing and has amnesia, is no one taking care of him? Ji shrugged. Can we find out the relevant information about his work and car accident? Currently unemployed. No car accident. The medical record shows that amnesia is caused by falling and hitting the head. Is there his home address? She shook his head. Then what should we do? You see, our police station will soon be evaluated by the province. If there is a case that is not solved, the impact will be huge. What do you want to express? I asked. What I mean is that you take him back and live for a few days first. As soon as our evaluation is over, I will immediately help you find his family. Even if it's at the ends of the earth, I will find him for you at my own expense. This is not very appropriate. Uncle Policeman, in our one-bedroom apartment. It seems a bit crowded for 2 people to live. Are you a citizen? I nodded. Is it a citizen's duty to cooperate with the police? I nodded again. Right. We are still old classmates. If you don't help with this favor, it won't make sense. Are you sure he's not some kind of fugitive murderer? I confirmed. No criminal record. A clean and innocent person. Besides, such a big handsome guy is so good-looking at home. I looked back at Ling He. Indeed. He was good-looking. So, I took Ling He back home. Baby. Why is there no photo of us in my phone? Oh. You don't like taking pictures. I lied. Suddenly, Ling He pulled me into his arms and there was a click. With this sound from the phone, my mind became a little clearer. There must be contacts or something in his phone. Wouldn't it be solved by making a call? Under the pretext of looking at the photos, I clicked on his contact list full of expectation. Surprisingly, it was completely empty. Who on earth is this person? The initial surprise of picking up a handsome guy directly turned into fright. Is this the so-called inviting a wolf into the house? What are you looking at? He asked. Oh, why don't you even have my contact information in your phone? I don't know. He shook his head innocently. Don't you even have the phone numbers of your parents and friends? I asked. Ling He was stunned for a moment and asked. Do you want to send me away? No. I just think that such a big thing has happened to you. Your family should know. The phone was broken before. After repairing, everything was gone. And no one has contacted me for so long. Maybe no one else cares about me. Quite pitiful. As soon as I softened my heart, I stood on tiptoe and hugged him. This hug seemed to turn on Ling He's love memory switch. He put his arm around my waist and rubbed against my neck. How did we fall in love before? Can baby teach me? Just be normal. I blushed and took a step back. Can I kiss you now? He asked. Why? Does kissing need a reason? Seems not. He kissed my lips. The 2 of us bumped into the back of the sofa and fell down together. He raised his head and looked at me. How often is our frequency? We haven't had it yet. I blurted out. His Adam's apple rolled. And then he got up from me. Sorry. Did I scare you? No. I touched his back. Since I don't remember many things, if I do something wrong or there is something that makes you uncomfortable, you must tell me at any time. Okay? I nodded. Ling He is really a very special person. He knows what I'm thinking before I even open my mouth. As soon as I straightened up from the sofa, a glass of water would be handed to me. When I raised my hand and rubbed my sore neck, in the next second he started giving me a massage. I really wonder if he is the perfect partner sent to me by God, or a God who accidentally fell to the mortal world to save me. After spending the weekend at home, on Monday Ling He went out with me and said that after sending me to work, he would find a job. But he is really amazing. He actually found a job on the first day. And it was still a law firm. You are actually a lawyer. I can't remember clearly. I just had an inexplicable sense of familiarity when I passed by the law firm. So I went in for an interview. Let's go. I took his arm. Where to? I'll take you to buy a suitable suit to match your identity as a big lawyer. I took him to a shopping mall that I usually only browse but don't buy. At a glance, I saw a set of dark brown suits. Wearing it on Ling He made him even more handsome. So handsome. Just this one. I adjusted his collar. Ling He took a look at the label and immediately decided not to buy it. You can pay me back when you get your salary. I stood on tiptoe and whispered in his ear. Then, I generously spent half a month's salary to buy this outfit for him. My best friend's first reaction after hearing these things was that I was a big fool and a big sucker. Isn't this person a liar? It's too wasteful to be a liar with such good looks. I showed her the photo. Or maybe he's a gigolo. After being abandoned by a rich woman, he pretends to have amnesia and is picked up by you and let you support him. He found a job. I retorted. Have you confirmed at his workplace? That's right. I really haven't. At noon, I followed the navigation to Ling He's law firm and waited for him at the front desk. Why are you here? He trotted out. I came to bring you a love bento. I felt that there was some panic in Ling He's eyes. But this feeling disappeared immediately. Several interns came over and called Lawyer Lu and Lawyer Lu to Ling He very respectfully. I didn't expect that you were so prestigious just after a week. I looked at the backs of the interns and exclaimed. The air here is not good. Let's go downstairs. Why? Are you afraid I'll find out if you have a little lover here? I asked jokingly. Well, then let's go to my office and see if there is really a little lover. Ling He put his hand on my shoulder and pushed me all the way into his office. I was actually very scared. I was afraid that he really had a girlfriend. But they were temporarily out of contact for some reason. One day, she will suddenly appear and expose my lie. How is it? There is no beauty hidden here. Right? Ling He's voice pulled me out of my thoughts. I cooperatively walked behind his desk and squatted down to see if there was someone hidden under the desk. You have to trust me. Ling He squatted down beside me. Perhaps the distance between the two was too close. I was attracted like a magnet and leaned over and kissed him. Ling He put his hand on the back of my head and deepened this kiss. Lawyer Lu. Someone knocked on the open door of his office. Hearing someone coming, I panicked and wanted to break free from his arms. Ling He was sure that we were completely blocked by the desk and had no intention of letting me go. Strange. He was still here just now. Where is he? Hearing the footsteps slowly fading away, Ling He let go of me and had a naughty smile on his face. So sneaking around is so fun. Having no criminal record and successfully getting a job made Ling He's safety factor in my heart multiply. Soon, he got familiar with everything in my home, as if he had really lived here before. He has a strong adaptability. No wonder his work is so smooth. I really found a treasure. This man. I am determined to have him. Before I could come up with a way, Ling He had already come downstairs of my company to pick me up from work. What would you like to eat? He asked me. At this time, a pair of passionate lovers passed by. Baby, what would you like to eat tonight? I'm not hungry. Let's go eat strawberry pudding. I swallowed and betrayed my heart. I want to eat strawberry pudding. I blinked. Tell the truth. Ling He saw through my lie at a glance. Barbecued skewers, mutton, tripe, and kidney. Do you also want a bucket of draft beer? How do you know? Secret. Probably. Ling He is really my destined other half. Pouring wine, peeling garlic, wiping my mouth and handing me skewers. He was almost about to feed me directly. I haven't seen you eat so deliciously for a long time. For a long time? We have only known each other for less than a month. He is taking on the boyfriend persona I gave him. He is quite into the role even with amnesia. At night when I went home and passed by a convenience store, I sent Ling He away and rushed in. I took every product of mouthwash and fresh breath on the shelf. In case he suddenly wants to kiss again today. I don't want him to always remember the kiss with the smell of beer and garlic. What did you buy? Nothing. I gathered the bag. But it backfired. A box fell out. Ling He picked it up and read. Long-lasting set. Extra large. Help. I was in a hurry when checking out, and put the family planning products next to it in as well. You bought so much. Are you going to use it all tonight? Ling He's Adam's apple rolled. If I say I just want to play with balloons, will you believe me? Ling He really believed it. The next day, when I came home from work, the house was full of balloons. You're back. Wash your hands and eat quickly. What day is it today? Ling He wiped his hands. He picked up a thick envelope from the table and handed it to me. This is my salary this month. Is the way your law firm pays so primitive? I took it out specially. This way it seems more substantial. I weighed it. It was indeed quite substantial. Could it all be $1 bills? I opened the envelope and saw a red piece. He is so good at making money. I must have picked up an ATM and brought it home. I take back my naive words that it would take 20,000 yuan to keep him. I was short-sighted. I spent 100 yuan to buy balloons and 300 yuan to buy groceries. This is the rest of the money. Ling He took out his pocket. Here is another 100 yuan. I want to keep it on me in case of need. I also have a salary. We're not married yet. It's not appropriate for you to give me the money. I stuffed the money back. Then it can be regarded as the money for you to buy me clothes and the rent for me living here. But this is too much. It makes me really look like a fraudster. If you think it's not enough, I can also repay with my body. If you say so, it's really not enough. I knew it. Ling He smiled and brought out a plate of steak. Eat quickly. Repaying with body. So it's this kind of body. Bibi. What are you thinking? Do you think Ling He, a big lawyer like this, is as unruly as you? Eat more. After you're full, we can do something. I looked up and met Ling He's smiling eyes. Well, he is really as unruly as me. I never expected that the sensible and obedient Ling He would one day get angry because I was going to a class reunion and couldn't accompany him. Really, can't I go with you? He shook my hand. It's a class reunion. No one brings family members. Then are your classmates as handsome as that policeman that day? You also think she is handsome. He was our school grass. Can't I not go? No. I can just ask him if he can help you find your family. You are my family. Be obedient. Wait for me to come home. I touched his head and left. At the class reunion, she was almost never more than 2 meters away from me. Why is this person still avoiding me? Finally, I attacked from behind. Chi, is the evaluation over? Chi was startled. He cleared his throat and said, it will take a few more days. How many days? I can't decide this either. Hey, Lao Yu. Come. Drink. Well, he left again. The reason why I am so anxious is not that I want to push Ling He away. I just think that he has his own life and should return to his own rack. If he doesn't mind the lies I told after recovering his memory, we can still be together. After the class reunion, a motorcycle stopped in front of me. Ling He handed me the helmet. Get on. So cool. Where did you get this motorcycle? I asked. I passed by a motorcycle shop and thought it was very handsome. So I rented it for one night. It's really handsome. I put on the helmet and sat on the back seat. Ling He took my hand and wrapped it around his waist. When the engine sound started, I realized a serious problem. Are you sure you have a motorcycle driver's license? I asked close to her ear. Probably. He shouted. Probably? My hand trembled. Don't be afraid. I'll ride slowly. After I got used to it, Ling He increased the power. The summer night wind carried the cool breath of the seaside. I hugged Ling He's waist and the two of us sped on the seaside road. Such a scene seemed a bit familiar. Like a movie I had watched. The next day, Ling He was writing and drawing on my tablet. I took a closer look. It was actually a version of me and him. You can actually draw? Maybe I learned it before. This is so cute. There are 2 people riding on a motorcycle. Beside it are the sea and street lights. Can you draw in other styles? Which one? The one that can perfectly show your figure. Although I can't draw it. You can just look at it directly. As he said that, Ling He raised his hand and took off his shirt. Male bowed his staffa. I'm coming. I said look. But I didn't say touch. Why is he acting so proud? Just once. I pressed his protruding abdominal muscles. Why is it a little soft? You haven't exercised since you came to my house. Have you? I asked. Occasionally I do some sit-ups. Ling he was a little embarrassed. Let's go downstairs and get you a gym membership. I put the clothes over his head. Then you have to practice with me. Okay. Unexpectedly. I originally just wanted to watch. But in the end I became a one-on-one student of Coach Liu. Ling He's skill points are almost all filled up. And each point really hits me. A lawyer who is good at cooking. Can work out. Ride a motorcycle coolly and draw. He is simply tailor-made according to my ideal perfect husband. Ling He. Who on earth are you? Our ordinary cohabitation life ended on a supposed to be ordinary morning. As soon as the door opened, a group of people rushed in hurriedly and bowed 90 degrees to Ling He. Boss. We finally found you. Get up. Ling He stood up. And this is. Those people noticed me who opened the door. Why are you all just standing there? Call her sister-in-law. Sister-in-law. I was startled and stepped back step by step. Have you recovered your memory? After Ling He gave me an affirmative answer. I ran into the bedroom and locked the door. Help! My phone is still outside. How can I call the police? What's wrong? Ling He knocked on the door. I did deceive you. But I also took you in for a while. Can you not kill me? I begged through the door. Open the door. I won't kill you. As soon as Ling He opened his mouth, I actually opened the door. As the boss. You must have many women. I didn't mean to provoke you. But the memory I recovered tells me that I seem to have only you. Ling He walked in step by step and backed me into the corner. I had nowhere to retreat, and was firmly imprisoned by him in one deep kiss after another. Your little brothers are still outside. I pushed him and searched for extra oxygen in the gap. I've already asked them to leave. What on earth? Who on earth are you? I am your man. I have never seen anyone interpret domineering and tenderness so vividly. His possession is almost crazy. But he is careful for fear of hurting me. He advances his offensive little by little and inch by inch, conquering everywhere he goes. And I have completely fallen. When I was a child, I did have a wish. After watching young and dangerous movies, I quarreled every day to be the woman of the boss. Is this a wish come true? What are you thinking? He kissed my earlobe. I really didn't mean to deceive you on purpose. I swallowed. We're already like this. And you're still obsessing over this? Or are you not satisfied with me and want to pick up someone else on the street and take them home? Ling He's eyes darkened. No, So are you satisfied? I was speechless for a moment. If you are satisfied, follow me from now on. Have you never done anything illegal? Didn't you check my criminal record at the police station? Do I have one? I shook my head. But even if there is, no one will know. Because the people who know are no longer here. I am really scared to death. Before today, he was just a handsome guy with amnesia who would cry and make trouble. I really invited a wolf into the house and lay on the same bed with the wolf. Seeing the horror in my eyes, Ling He suddenly laughed. Little fool. Just kidding. But just now his eyes really didn't seem to be joking. Ling He got up and put on his clothes with his back to me. Now that you have recovered your memory, do you have to go back and take charge of your little brothers? I asked. Are you driving me away again? He turned around, put his arms on the bed, and looked down at me. No, absolutely not. I shook my head desperately. He grabbed my ankle and pulled hard. I then slipped to the edge of the bed and became his prey again. It seems that you are still not satisfied with me. I don't mind trying to please you again. You just put on your clothes. It's not troublesome. It's not troublesome. It's also a waste to play with those things you bought as balloons. The gap between the amnesiac crybaby and the gang boss is too huge. making me feel like I have seamlessly connected to relationships. The previous ones seem to be completely under my control, while the current one is almost out of control. I imagine countless ways to die in my mind. Being abandoned by the boss and dumped. Being kidnapped by enemies and held for ransom. Or being brought to justice by the police. I just picked up a handsome guy on the side of the road. So people really can't be too greedy. You're distracted. He punished me by biting my lip. Ling He is like an anatomy master who has thoroughly understood the human muscles and bones. He can even perfectly avoid the itchy spots on my body. It's all my fault for being lustful. I can't live without doing evil things by myself. But people only live once. Life can disappear in an instant. Enjoy the present. We can die under the peony flowers and be romantic ghosts even after death. After thinking it through, I turned over and took the initiative. Ling He, you have to think it over. I am also very powerful. If you dare to betray me in the future, you and your little brothers will be finished. I will be responsible for you. I feel so lacking in momentum. How is it played in the movies? While I was in a daze, Ling He regained control. You want to be the driver before you're ready? Or just sit comfortably in the passenger seat, and remember to fasten your seat belt. The sense of oppression is so strong that it reminds me of that movie. That's right. The Gangster and My 365 Days. A cute puppy I picked up on the side of the road suddenly turned into a wolf, making me feel at a loss even in my own home. Finally, after I bumped into the range hood, Ling He came over. You can ask me directly if you want to know anything. What did you do before? I asked. I am also a lawyer. But I often work abroad. Does a lawyer still need little brothers? Some cases are more difficult. So I need some people. Won't it be illegal? I am a lawyer. How can it be illegal? Indeed. He is a lawyer. He knows every loophole in the law, and can completely walk on the edge of the law. Scary. Too scary. Playing mind games is 10,000 times more terrifying than pure game fights. B.I.B.I. You will be played to death by him. You are afraid. Ling He grabbed my hand. Didn't you worry that I was a bad person when you tricked me into going home? I thought that cracking down on gangsters has already. I said. I am not illegal. I just use some means when looking for evidence. It's reasonable and legal. Really? I swallowed. His eyes are so terrifying. You have to trust me. So familiar. It seems that behind his desk that day, he also said this. And then the situation got a little out of control. Are you hungry? I'll make something simple for you to eat. Ling He was holding a kitchen knife in his hand. After recovering the memory of the boss, he didn't wear that lace apron anymore. The combination of a suit and a kitchen knife really looks like a gentle scum. I still have to contact She, in case I really die heroically in a gang fight one day. At least I need a capable person to collect my body. While Ling He was concentrating on cutting vegetables, I retreated to the back of the living room wall. While observing him, I dialed Chi's number. Chi, is your evaluation over yet? I asked. Before she could reply, my phone was already in Ling He's hand. Can he teleport? Officer Lin. I am Ling He. Yes. I have recovered my memory. I won't take up police resources anymore. Okay. Thank you. Let's have a meal together another day. Goodbye. Ling He hung up the phone and the smile on his face suddenly stopped. B.I.B.I. This is the third time you have driven me away. I just want you to know that I won't drag others down. Since I chose to fall in love with you, I won't let you be in danger. Can you trust me? Under his series of words, I nodded. Very good. At the dinner table, after hesitating for a long time, I still asked my question. I declare first that I really don't mean to drive you away. I just want to know what about your previous career? Give up everything. I want to settle down. How much money will you lose? When you picked me up on the side of the road, it couldn't be because of money. Right? How could it be? I wanted to keep you at that time. Keep? Ling He raised his eyebrows. Obviously. He felt that this word didn't fit his temperament as a gang boss. He was about to open his mouth when a call from the law firm called him away. At dinner time. Ling He didn't move at all. I decided to go to the law firm and wait for him to get off work. As a result, Ling He was actually in a meeting. So I sat on his office chair and waited for him to come back. The documents on the table were piled up in a mess, and several pieces of paper were inserted obliquely in the drawer. I had an attack of obsessive-compulsive disorder. I took out those few pages and put them in order. As a result, in the drawer, I found two small red books. Marriage certificate? Is Ling He married? I opened it and found that the holders were actually me and him. The time of getting the certificate was 3 years ago. Under the marriage certificate was a thick diary that was already more than half written. This diary will record the days when I and BIBEI fight against the disease together. Although the doctor said there is no cure, I believe there will be a miracle. I believe in BIBI. She will definitely remember me. She forgot me again. This is the 11th time. Should I let her go and let myself go? The 13th time. I made her the woman of the boss. She was really scared, but actually quite happy. I hope she can remember me smoothly this time. This time I decided to pretend to have amnesia and let her take me home directly. Maybe living together can make her remember me faster. However, this time I have to ask her police friend for help again. In an instant, everything exploded in my mind. I met him on the side of the road. After getting drunk, I vomited all over him. He wasn't angry. Instead, he sent me home and took care of me all night. Later, the city is so big, and we often meet. Then we fell in love and got married. I also told him that when I was a child, I dreamed of being the woman of the boss. He said that he would definitely help me fulfill this wish. So, it's not him who has amnesia, but me. Ling He pushed the door and came in. Seeing me holding his diary in my hand, he rushed over immediately. Seeing his panic look, my tears finally burst. Have you accompanied me to act many times? I looked up and asked him. Not many. He smiled and touched my head. Why can't I remember you? It's good to remember now. Will I still forget? I don't think so this time. At night, I opened my eyes and looked at the ceiling. Ling He took a shower and walked into the bedroom. Why aren't you sleeping yet? I'm afraid that I will forget you again when I wake up. Don't worry. Go to sleep. He dropped a kiss on my forehead and then held me in his arms. Ling He's embrace has a kind of magic. I fell into a deep sleep. It's another wonderful Friday. I'm happy to get off work early. I had a small gathering with friends. After drinking, I went home alone. There was a handsome guy on the side of the road, staring at me blankly. I walked over and took out my phone to add his WeChat. Who are you? He asked. I am your future girlfriend. Do you want to come home with me? I took the initiative. He nodded. Such an obedient, handsome guy. Let's see how I can win him within 3 days. Epilogue. My wife has a strange disease. Part of her memory stays before we met. She remembers work, friends, family, everything except me. I will never forget that morning. She, in a panic, questioned me why I was in her house. She hurt herself. I held her who was struggling feebly and went to the hospital. The doctor said there is no cure for this disease. We have to follow the patient. Excessive fright and stimulation will aggravate the condition and only make it worse. It's hard for me to connect this woman who is looking at me in panic with BIBI who accosted me after getting drunk. That day, after handling a client's case, I was standing on the street waiting for a taxi. BIBI staggered into my field of vision like this. Do we know each other? She looked at me with a smile. You are. I was thinking back, but didn't know who she was. I am your future girlfriend. Do you want to exchange contact information? Before I could refuse, she vomited all over me. That's how we met. Slowly we became family members on the same household registration. On the way home, she held up the marriage certificate and looked at it for a long time. When I was a child, I originally wanted to be the woman of the boss. It seems that this wish can't be fulfilled in this life. How about I hire a group of little brothers to call you sister-in-law? So embarrassing. This is your wish. How can it be embarrassing? Half a year later, we had our own child. But the child was very unhealthy and left us after staying in her belly for less than 3 months. Not long after this, she got sick. In 3 years, her friends and family cooperated with me to repeat and repeat again. We have a group where we record every timeline, remind everyone what to say to her at what time, and record which path can make her recover her memory the fastest. I actually thought about whether to let her go and divorce her, let her meet new people, and start a complete life. But she who has lost her memory can always catch me on the side of the road and accost me, fall in love, lose memory, and then accost again. I think one day, she will be fine. We will have a child. Or two. She will never forget me again. This amateur actor who is willing to act with her for a lifetime,